welcome back to another episode of The Bat Collector. This episode we're going to stick to comics again, mainly because I, once again, won a few more auctions at mycomicshop.com, but I'm also going to showcase two books I got here in Connecticut, one from my local comic shop, Legends of Superheroes, and one from another auction place, but based here in Connecticut, Gamma Base Auctions. The book I got from my local comic shop was just a couple of weeks ago, while the book I got from Gamma was a couple of years ago. It was more before the pandemic, but it's a pretty exciting book. Both of them are, so I'm going to showcase them both. But first, we're going to check out the auction items. All right, now first up, we have the 4 comics that I won at auction from mycomicshop.com. The first was Detective Comics 366 from 1967, written by Gardner Fox with art by Carmine Infantino and Sid Green. Also features a backup story, Elongated Man backup story, written by John Broome with art from Infantino and Green as well. Let's see, I won this auction for $28, which I was pretty happy about. A book from 1967 for under $30. Always very exciting. Now, there's nothing too special about this book other than the fact that I did not have it in my collection, so I had to have it. I want to complete my collection, even though I am very realistic in that I'll never probably complete either Batman or Detective because I'm poor as shit overall. All right, next up is Detective Comics number 477, which I won at the auction for $30 even. And considering it features the first cameo appearance of Preston Payne, who is the third Clayface, I think I got a pretty decent deal. It was released in 1978 and was written by Len Wein with art from Marshall Rogers, Dick Giordano, and Glynis Oliver. It also features a flashback sequence reprint from Detective Comics 408, written by Mark Wolfman with art from Neil Adams. So it's just kind of a cool book that I didn't have in my collection that has a cameo appearance from a Clayface. And then right after that is Detective 478, which features the first full appearance of Preston Payne. This one written by Len Wein from art with Marshall Rogers and Dick Giordano. 478 I won at auction for $22, which even more exciting that I get the first full appearance for even cheaper than the cameo appearance. It's just awesome to have another book that I do not own into the Bat collection. Now, the big book that I won at auction, which I was very, very excited about, that I only paid $18 for. $18 for a book from 1958, that being Batman number 115. They graded a poor because it was missing a page, but the page itself did not interrupt the art or story. So as far as I'm concerned, that is a win. That is a definite win for a book that old. Nothing too special about the book overall. It features 3 stories, The $1 Million Clues, Batman for Hire, and, of course, Batman in the Bottle, with writer Bill Finger and featuring artists Dick Sprang, Stan Kay, Sheldon Moldoff, and Charles Paris. It's just, it's always awesome to get an older Bat book into the collection, especially when I pay next to nothing for it. Now, the other 2 books I promised to showcase in this episode is Batman. First off, Batman number 190, which is a recent pickup from my local comic shop, Legends of Superheroes. The best thing about this book, which is written by Gardner Fox with art from Sheldon Moldoff, Joe Galea, with a classic cover from Carmine Infantino. I mean, look at that cover. It's fucking amazing. The coolest thing about how I got this book is that the owner of the shop, he knows that I'm a Batman collector. He knows I'm always looking for older Bat books because I've pretty much bought all the cheap ones at this point. So I go in on comic release day. I go straight to the Batman section to see if there's anything new that I don't have. And he comes right up to me and goes, "Hey, I just got this book in. Figured I'd give you first crack at it." And that wasn't all. He immediately took the book out of the bag and board and showed me every little issue about it. Got a little chunk taken out here on the cover, and he also showcased that the centerfold was detached, which is why he only was going to charge $16 for the book. Honestly, it didn't really matter what he was going to charge. I was probably going to buy it anyway because this cover is great. It's an older issue that I do not own, so I was going to buy it no matter what. Just the fact that it was only $16 is just amazing, you know? Now, this last book I'm going to feature is I got a couple of years ago before the pandemic from Gamma Base Auctions based out of here in Connecticut. Batman number 251 with art by Neil and an absolutely legendary cover by him and written by the equally as legendary Dennis O'Neil. Now, for those that don't know, this book is credited as returning the Joker as a homicidal maniac. Throughout the 60s, the Joker was basically the definition of a comic villain. He was just nothing but jokes and silly pranks, and he was not the Joker we know today. The Joker is the Joker as we know today because of Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams and this issue of Batman 251, which came out in 1973. And I think I forgot to mention that 190 came out in 1967. Did I pay probably a little more than I should have? Yes. But considering what this book goes for normally, Gamma Base, they clocked it in, I believe, at a 7, maybe 7 point something. I don't entirely recall. But normally this book goes for $400, $500, $600. It goes for a lot of money. And for my budget, it was definitely more than what I should have paid, but I absolutely love this book. I've read it online before. I've always wanted to own it in person, obviously, because I'm a Batman collector, and I want to try to complete the series, even though I know I'm never going to. It was just awesome that they had the book and that I had the chance to bid on it and win it. Did you enjoy the video? Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos on collectibles, gaming, movies, and more. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.